Zac Solis.
Zac with a Z-A-C. Joe, I think
A-R-I.
is his middle name.
That's what I would assume.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
The suspense is killing me. Hello there, buddy.
What's up? What's up?
We had a bet on when you'd show up, and I said
wait, who
I
won?
said 8:13. And then when it was like 8 or 9, you're like, I'm leaving AV. I'm like, he's not going to get here. I'm like, I'm going to tell him to run. He's like, he can't run.
I can't do it. How you
Cool.
guys doing?
Doing well.
It didn't register that you meant Arborview for a long time. I thought you meant like an AV room.
Like next door?
Nope, didn't. I'm like, oh, we have an AV room. That's cool. I was thinking library maybe.
Library.
Cool.
Oh, there's an AV room in the library. That's where all the football players do homework.
Cool. I like the pop you're drinking.
Thank you. Yeah, I got soda on deck.
Soda on deck.
Yeah, it should be.
You're good.
Cool.
You gotta
Are
talk
we talking to anyone yet?
right up into it. We're
Oh,
talking.
we're talking right now.
We're talking to you.
Here's your-
Callers?
We
we
could.
don't really know how.
We'll learn eventually.
Okay. Is that what she's doing in there? Is she controlling all
She's
that?
just kind of watching.
She's making sure we don't really screw anything up.
Soda.
Yeah.
Soda.
Yeah. My
Um.
lab's done for the week.
No, we do.
Cool.
We have people talk to us on Facebook if they have questions.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
maybe we'll have listeners, maybe not. I told Haley to listen.
I told Danny and all them to listen, but they're studying for a chem test.
That's no excuse.
You can do
I think
both.
that's fine.
8
Chemistry's
to 10
for-
like, 8 to 10 either like works for you or it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, some nights it's just like got nothing to do with it because it's after the point of like a normally.
Yeah, you could get
normal
home.
amount of
You
stuff
get
do
homework
every
done
day.
before dinner, and then you go to dinner. And now it's like
Yeah.
you need to be closer
Oh.
to the mic.
All right.
You gotta eat it.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta be
got
like,
it real close.
yeah. We should have told you that. Sorry.
But can you hear me now? Could you like not hear me earlier? It was just really faint.
What
No.
what number are you? Mike 3.
Mic 3.
Well, easy. Not that high. Bring it up to 0.
All right.
Mic 3. And this is the
right.
layout.
You're Mike 3. Cool.
Smooth jams with.
Yeah.
Jeff
This
and
is
Andy.
now we know me.
Now you know me with Jeff and Andy.
Yeah, we just started off with talking
Yeah.
about our first memory of you.
Okay.
And,
yes, that was when I found that out. That's like it was shocking. Like that was
What?
the first experience. Like the first memory. Oh, what was your first memory of me? Like,
Oh.
Oh, his first memory of you.
what was your first memory?
Mine was my recruiting trip.
Yeah.
I played volleyball
Okay.
with you. It was
Yeah?
just you and me versus the rest of them. That's Grace's first memory of me, and I stood there just playing with you, and like kind of we
Hell yeah.
were really good together.
Yeah, because
Because you're just really good at volleyball, and I'm not.
Like,
I'm not great
you're
at
not
it.
a
But
complete naff, you know.
no, and I just stood there, not really like smiling, not really saying much. I didn't know anybody. Why would I be saying things?
Yeah.
So Grace thought I was a giant woman's cleanly product.
Nah, really? Oh, Grace. No. Kyle talks about you, and he was like, "Yeah, Hannah's little brother this, like Hannah's little brother that." It's like when you came to campus, I don't know, you weren't like super outgoing, but no recruit really is, you know, like on those kind of experiences, like recruiting trips and stuff.
Yeah.
At least I was pretty reserved. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't really know what to expect, you know. It's like trying to like bridge the gap between high school and college, like right away,
awkward.
is way harder on the high school side of it than it is
Oh,
on the
yeah.
college side of
Yeah.
it, you know, like.
Yeah.
But that was my first memory of you, and then just that weekend, kind of hung out with you. Actually, you like gave me your keys to your room to go grab shorts because I didn't have shorts. So like, that's
Was this for volleyball? Or
yeah, it's for
okay,
volleyball.
yeah.
And I like ran to, or I think maybe we were in your room or something. But you gave me your keys at one point, and I got lost in co-ed. I was like
complex or
co-ed.
Oh, I was
This
in co-ed.
last
Yeah,
year,
I was in co-ed.
or 2 years
Okay.
ago. And I was like, you were in co-ed, and I got I left, and I was like, I knew what section you lived in, but I didn't know how to find it. And so I stumbled around there for a while trying to figure out where it was. But yeah, that was my first memory of you, I guess. Was
co-ed is not a building to easily navigate.
I think you
Takes
texted
practice.
me too.
Yeah, was I like, where are you?
No, not
No?
like that. But
Okay.
before I got to campus, like my sister probably gave you
Oh,
my
yeah?
number or something.
Yeah?
He like texted me. I was like, wow, he's really good at this recruiting stuff.
Heck yeah, man. It was way easier when I was a sophomore, I feel like, you know? Like,
You were a freshman.
freshman. That's what I meant. Freshman and sophomore, even.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the older you get, the more it's just
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, I think your class was such a good hosting class.
I
Our
think it was
class,
just a great class in general.
our
you
class
know?
was
Like,
okay, and the freshman class is pretty good.
We have a
I
lot
mean-
of like different people, you know, like, and the thing is, like, we had a lot of like really good swimmers who like didn't have good attitudes, but like we had some bad swimmers that like had really good attitudes, and we had everyone in between. You know, that was just like
Yeah.
It was a good class. It was
Look
a good
how
mix
big our
of
class
people.
started off.
Yeah, and just shrunk so fast.
Yes,
you know, like
dude.
too many bad apples in that one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not that they're bad necessarily.
no,
No.
just theoretically, like
Bad
meta-
swimmer apples.
That's just a
Yeah, I know what you mean.
term, bad apples.
Yeah, my first was also my recruiting trip because you were my host. So I was over.
I didn't do too good on host. I think you're the only kid I hosted that came.
Oh, yeah?
here. Yeah. Everyone else, I think. Graham Downing, he went to St. Olaf. That's all I really remember. What happened on the trip?
I don't know. We watched Paranormal Activity 1 and 2.
Oh, in Kento's room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was so
fun.
scared, man. I hate those movies. Speaking of which, there's a movie called what's it? Haunted House with like Marlon
Oh,
Wayans.
does it make fun of it?
Yeah, it's a parody to Paranormal Activity. It is so funny.
Is it?
Yeah, I haven't laughed that hard in ages in a movie, and I watched it during J term actually, and it was hilarious. I just sat there like in my room. I watched like 3 movies a day during J term because all I had to do was swim.
Yeah.
Wake
I'm
up,
so
swim, and
I'm
work.
so excited for next year for that.
Oh, it's the best.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Just like hang out in college view with like Tommy and Kyle.
And it's kind of nice,
good.
you know. It's like it's a good time not to be like to be dry, you know, because
Just focus on swimming.
yeah,
and-
because there's like nothing else to do that makes it like everything is like you can do anything, you know. Since there's no like school and like you don't have to like see people that are like not like dry with you, you know. Like
right.
I feel like it's easier. To
Nah,
create,
Twin
like,
Twin Break
better
was a really good
atmosphere,
bonding
you know?
week, I think.
Yeah. Even just J term itself, like
Yeah.
there's most people on campus during J term, but like, yeah, shoot.
Do you have first memories of us?
Yes. My first memory of Jeff was you guys had the same recruiting trip, right?
He was there, but he didn't.
Well,
Stay
that
the
was
night.
that was the picnic.
That
we were there
I
at the
remember
same
the
time.
picnic was the first.
I came with Brett. Me, Brett, and Katie Kidd were on the same one.
Wasn't there a time where you two were at the house?
It was
and
me.
Hannah had a bottle of alcohol for you,
Yeah.
I
and
remember
then
that.
Emma she didn't bring anything for you, and like we were all just like that's what I remember. It's just like we're like no. Like,
Yeah, I just sat there with Billy the whole night and like was sipping on something, and then
Yeah, Billy Schulte. Did you go to his wedding? He got
No.
married.
why would I go to his wedding?
I guess you never knew.
I mean, I did know him, and I've talked to him. I told he knows who I am.
Yeah, but not.
And I told him, I was like, "You're one of the reasons I came here." He's like, "Oh, cool," but that's not a good reason to go to somebody's wedding.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You made a
You're
difference in my life.
You made
I
a
should be
difference in my
invited
life. I
to
should
yours.
make a difference in yours. Best man?
Yeah, at least one of the brides or the groomsmen. You know?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even one of the members of the crowd.
You ever been in a wedding?
I was in my dad's wedding.
Okay.
I was his best man, but it wasn't like it wasn't a first wedding, so it wasn't anything crazy.
Jeff. Have you ever been?
Yeah, my cousins got a couple of my cousins got married.
Where were you? Were you? You were just at the wedding.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
yeah.
I haven't been in them.
I thought you meant in. I've been to a couple weddings. Yeah.
I've only been to. 1, 2.
My cousin's getting married on
3
June
weddings,
7th,
2 weddings.
and it's gonna be so much fun because I'm just gonna.
It's marriage season.
my
Like,
God.
people our age are starting to hit that time. You know, 21, like the 21-year-olds are coming
Yeah.
up. Like at least for like me, all my friends turned 21, just one after another. Like, soon that's gonna happen with marriages. Marriage season, that'll be fun. And then
gonna be
we'll
really
die off.
exciting.
I guess you go to marriages like when you're older, because
Yeah,
you still know
it doesn't
people, you know?
happen. It doesn't die off, but it becomes. I think eventually it becomes less of a party
Yeah.
and more of an obligation.
Yeah.
It's like right now I'm like
Ugh.
I want to go to a wedding and like have a good
Weddings,
time, and
yeah.
eventually like
Yeah.
I guess my mom went to a wedding. It was my uncle's wedding. Oh, he's a cousin. It's my cousin's wedding, and she got pretty sloshed.
She's with family, like I guess maybe family weddings are different than ones you're going with like friends. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't know. You know, that's what I'm excited to see. Is like this summer when I turn 21, have a couple months like being 21.
I thought you were
like,
21.
Test the waters now.
Huh.
No,
You lied to
yeah.
me earlier.
I did.
I don't think you were, but then.
And no, June 12th. I'm right after Kyle.
Oh,
Yeah, Kyle was gonna come out and visit, but we don't think it's gonna work anymore, unfortunately.
shucks.
Yeah.
Visit 2 weeks after school is over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right when your summer job's gonna start, like, hey, I need the first 2 weeks of my job off. Will you pay me and have me not work for another 2 weeks of summer? Like, that's really
No, that's not how it works.
But yeah. So just kind of see, because we got a family reunion coming up in August. So being able to drink at that thing, like that'll be cool. My parents have already started talking about it. Like, they have a drink or two every night. So you want a beer? Oh wait, you're not 21 yet. You can ask us this summer. And it's like, okay.
Huh.
Soon enough.
That's cool.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
In Wisconsin, you go to the bars and drink with your parents. Isn't that cool?
What, 16 or is it 18?
I think it's 18.
Yeah, probably.
In Wisconsin, isn't that cool?
It's kind of cool that they do that though.
You're with your parent, you can learn how to drink responsibly with your parent. That's such a great idea.
Yeah. My mom remembers being in a bar from a real little kid. She'd go with her grandma, and her grandma would just go to the bar and just take her, and they'd be running around playing in the bar. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would.
I grew up in bars up north.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I've been in one or two bars, but
So you have family who lives in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Was your mom originally from Wisconsin?
My mom was born in Kansas.
Okay.
Or no, she was born in Wisconsin. Pretty much everyone's on that side's from Wisconsin. My uncle or my grandpa graduated from Oshkosh, worked for Kohler for a while, or he was in the Navy. So he moved around for that, but not really, because I think that was before he... No. How does this work? I'm blanking on this. But yeah, so they're both from Wisconsin. My mom was born there. Moved around a bunch. Kansas, Missouri, Pennsylvania.
Wait, where were you born?
Colorado.
Colorado, so you've lived there your whole life?
Yeah, my dad and mom got married, and then my dad got a job offer in Colorado. So they moved out right afterwards.
What does your dad do?
Telecommunications. He worked for AT&T at one point. AT&T is a spinoff of Bell.
Business side
Bell.
or
business side?
Okay.
The Alexander Graham Bell. So
right.
It's just spinoffs pretty much since then. AT&T
Cool.
was a spinoff of them. They got they got their whole wireless company.
That's
but he sells
cool.
phones to hospitals and
right.
big businesses and banks.
Sure.
And
it's
stuff
not
that, office buildings.
here outlet
he's not
mall.
designing,
Do you want this phone?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to use the internet because I trust them because you're paid to sell me things.
Yeah.
You're just the most expensive one.
Exactly.
I want to talk to those guys when they're not on duty. Which phone should I actually get?
They know what they're talking about.
They do. They know exactly, but they're supposed to sell this, this, and this.
Which is unfortunate.
Which is because they're usually pretty cool guys. Actually, AT&T hires some pretty cool salesmen.
Yeah.
And I just I want to talk to them when they're not behind the desk.
You ever been to an Apple store? You ever been to a Mac store or a Windows store?
Honestly, no.
Okay. I went to a Windows store one time.
They have Windows stores.
Yes. And it was kind of the same thing as a Mac store, but
they don't have Mac geniuses.
It was just way easier,
They call them Windows smart people.
Yeah, it's they're struggling a little more than Mac was. Mac was moving way smoother.
Cool. So then you guys have you moved around at all?
No.
Same house?
Yeah. My mom did it so much that she didn't want to move. So we thought about moving to Florida one time.
Weird.
Yeah.
Just on an
Can't see
impulse
you
or?
No. My dad had a job offer down in Florida.
Oh, okay. Moved to Florida.
I was going into.
I almost went to Utah.
High school, I think.
I almost lived in Utah. That would have been crazy.
Utah.
It's a weird place to live.
Yeah, Utah. It's a pretty state though. You know.
Yeah, I would have probably skied. I've never skied before.
I probably would have skied. Man, I would have skied.
Never done that before. I've gone water skiing. I feel like it might be the same.
It's fun.
It's similar.
Something a lot of people in Colorado haven't done. A lot of people in Colorado haven't skied.
I mean, we have a lot of lakes. They have mountains, so it makes sense.
Skiing's fun.
Lindy Carmack, I don't think he's ever been skiing. How are you from Colorado?
Neither has Brogan.
Neither has Brogan?
What?
Maybe Lindy has.
But Lindy's climbed a ton of mountains.
Oh, yeah.
What a waste of a state. I mean, if you're there.
Exactly.
It'd be like living in Minnesota and never going in a lake.
2
What's the
hours
point?
away, It's right up there. I guess, well, pretty much anywhere you go, there's trails or even the side of the road, up 285, there's just a place where you pull off and hike up, and they have designated trails.
I would just pick one.
Yeah,
Pick a side of the mountain and go
it's
up.
fun.
Not a trail. Just go for a
Just
side.
That's
dangerous.
Well,
I've always wanted to just like be like
just-
that
it's
one,
just really
and then
difficult.
go.
yeah, it'd just be way more difficult. In Ireland, I've climbed. My uncle owns a house on Ireland, and I've climbed mountains in Ireland that are. I've climbed the tallest mountain in Ireland named Cairn Tool with a K and 2 O's, and what was it? I don't know. And then the third tallest,
Cool.
the McGillicuddy Reeks. Yeah, but in Ireland, it's just like people own that. Like the government doesn't like maintain.
People own
It's
mountains?
yeah, people own land. Like the government doesn't own too much land out like
own a
back down in
mountain?
rural Ireland. Yeah, so like you see like national forest area, like Pike Forest area, like.
People own those forests.
Well, government owns forests.
Oh, you talking about our forest?
Our forest.
Yeah, they're
but down
national.
there, it's just like, oh, this is. You see that house down there? That like little.
That's
barn,
Bill's
like,
mountain.
Shack. Yeah, this is Bill's mountain. Like,
Not that he'd be named Bill,
no,
because
but literally though, it's like. Some people are named Bill. Like, I mean, Bill O'Reilly, like
Oh,
Bill O'Shea,
all right.
all those Irish
Never mind,
names.
it might be Bill then. All right, that's Bill's house.
Bill O'Shaughnessy, Bill Patrick.
All right.
Yeah, so that was cool because there was no trails or anything. You just kind of took the best way up the mountain. The Cairn Tool, there was a trail set up, but the third highest one, we just kind of like
You just-
went up to this dude's house. We're like, hey, like this is a tall mountain. Like, you mind if we climb it? He was like, oh, sure. And he came out with like his wellies and like shorts and like. Showed us, like, where to
that's
start,
so
like,
cool
how to
though.
go
You like
down.
went up and asked. You're like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
can I like come on your land? And you're like, oh,
He's like, yeah, here you go. Like he had no idea who we were.
yeah.
We just like didn't know who he was. We were just like, hey, like. It
I
was,
mean, like worst case scenario, you fall and die on
He's-
the mountain.
yeah, and like he's not gonna like. I mean, I guess people in Ireland probably don't sue too much. You know, like.
Probably not.
It's private property. Would that be trespassing even though they let you on? Like,
No,
what
it's
could
not
happen?
trespassing if you ask for permission, then
He
he
gives you.
gave it to you.
I think it's fine then.
I think you're fine.
It's like theoretic. I don't know. Suing.
I think the issue is you could sue him for falling on his land. That's something Americans would do in America.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think I feel like I hope other countries don't do that stuff too.
That's why we have.
We look
that's
for
why it's controlled
loopholes.
by like the national parks and stuff because there's
Like
like.
go climb. Like, can I climb this tree? Yeah, definitely. Fall off it. I'm suing you.
So yeah, I'm suing
How
you
dare
for letting
you.
me climb on your land. Like
Because you didn't tell me this. would
assumed
happen.
risk, man. You climb in a tree, like you could fall.
So you're from Colorado.
From
How did
Colorado.
you find here?
I went to a job fair a college fair at Cherry Creek High School.
Which is in
Creek,
your
they're in our league. They're really good at everything. Like, but we
Oh.
just don't like Creek, you know.
like Maple Grove.
They like Maple Grove.
Oh.
Where are you
Honestly
from?
though, he's from Maple Grove. I'm from Zimmerman. They've won our conference for the last
Maple Grove
17 years, 18 maybe
I
now.
don't know.
Since they came to the conference, they've won it every year.
In swimming.
So it's always a battle for second place.
How many conferences are there
In Minnesota? I can tell you, there's 8 AA sections though, and 4 single A.
So your section meet.
Section and conference are different. Conference are people around you. Section are kind of around you, I guess. Not really, not
So
necessarily.
there's no like statewide meet at the end of the high school season.
There's sections, and so you have each section has their meet, and then depending on AA or single A, you can either bring 4 or top 4 or cuts, and then top 2 for AA, and then they all go to the state, and that's so you have like a AA state and a single A state.
Okay, sections is like the leagues, kind of like a conference.
It's like a conference,
And
exactly. So you have to qualify for state.
then nationals is state.
Yeah.
There's no nationals.
Why no? But
Oh,
comparing it to
college, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
College
went to the job,
conference and high
or
school
you went to the
conference.
Went to the college fair. Saw the booth. Saw Tom McHugh there. He was standing behind the
who?
Tom McHugh, the admissions advisor for that part of the country.
Oh, cool.
You probably had like Rich Downey, maybe. Do you guys remember?
I have no idea.
I can
Anyway,
tell
so-
you, I
You probably didn't deal with him too much.
came here
was out
because
of
of my
state.
sister.
Yeah. So saw
That's a
him,
short, sweet
and
answer,
we went
though.
up and talked to him, and got like the pamphlets about the school. You know, it's just like the normal shebang. My mom was like, "What about that school?" And I was like, "I don't want to go there." I was like, "I can't even pronounce it." Like that's the first thing I said. Yeah, I was like, "I don't even know how to say that." And she's like, "Well, let's go check it out." And I was like, "Okay, like whatever." So I went
Gosh,
there.
isn't that crazy? You can
Yeah.
point back to that sentence. Be like,
yeah.
that sentence
I
changed
just
my
like put
life.
it away, and it was like, okay, well, whatever. It didn't take much convincing, you know. Like we were at a college fair, we were there to look at colleges,
Yeah.
so yeah, picked up the pamphlets and stuff, and got the little spiel from Tom, and added it to the list, you know. And then we had a thing called Aviance through my school. It was a internet site where it was like a database of all the colleges, and kind of like put them like categorize them as far as like percent, like male to female ratio, like majors, sports, anything like you needed, the size, anything like that. And so you could either search by school or kind of do your criteria like that. So from the combination of the college fair and then looking up on Naviance and seeing all the stats and stuff, it was on the list. And then Naviance list just got shorter and shorter. Then I applied to about 8 schools, I think it was, or 7 schools. Maybe it was only, I don't know, 5 or 8 schools, something like that, 5 or 7. And got back the letters, and Gustavus gave me the most. And so...
Did John recruit you at all, or were you like a surprise? Like, we're getting this kid named Zach.
I think I was pretty much a surprise. I came during nationals. So, I mean, somebody like Anna Ames knew, like, she was excited I was coming. Laura Drake knew. But, like, other than that, I didn't know too many people. The guy who had hosted me, John Warling, I think he quit that year.
Oh, yeah.
He swam. Mm-hmm. So, it was like, you know, in my recruiting trip, like, I didn't really meet too many people. It was during finals, I think, and it was during something, because, like, nationals was going on. And, it might have been, like, you know, the 2 weeks where
midterms, maybe?
Yeah, like, well, yeah, midterms.
Midterm studying, and that's national time.
Or even just like that second week of the semester, or the third week of the semester, when all the tests start rolling around. Like, maybe just everyone had tests, but, like, I fell asleep on the pool deck. Like, I just sat there and kind of, like, watched practice. And, like, watching practice without talking to anyone is pretty boring.
No one got out and talked to you?
No, because it was all nationals. They didn't want to, like, miss, like, the... You know,
that
like
makes
the month
sense.
They had of training. They don't want to miss like a couple minutes. You know, like you have 4 months of training. Missing like a couple minutes to talk to a recruit is like way different than like only a month.
That,
you know, like that's
month for nationals.
Those are crucial sets. You know, like and so I understand why they didn't get out and everything, but it was just like damn. So I just fell asleep on deck, and I guess Alex like texted John Morley and was like, "Yeah, you should come get your recruit. Like he's sleeping." So John like woke me up. He's like, "You ready to go?" And I was just like, "Yeah." So we went over to Pittman and just went to the basement and watched some Schoolhouse Rock, like vampire movie or something. It's like,
why are you here?
Yeah, you know, I asked
bad
myself
recruiting
that
trip.
same question. Like, how did I get here?
How did they sell you this college with that?
Oh, the calf was actually one of the main things. I'm serious. Like they gave me double coupons by accident.
And ate double the food.
Oh gosh, that's the only thing I did the whole time. I just eat. Like they were like Lauren, Anna were in the library. I pretty much hung out with them the whole time. They were in the library, and I would just sit there. I made their rackets for them, and then I'd like go get something to eat, and then I'd like come back and just kind of like surf the internet, and then like go get something to eat. And so I was full the whole time. It was awesome. Cool. It was one. Yeah, it's funny though. Announcing Gustavus, I met a lot of people in my neighborhood that have heard of the school and have went here and like have people connections. You'd be surprised at how often you meet someone from Colorado who knows the name Gustavus. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, how many people on the team are from Colorado?
4. Yeah. Well, we got Amanda, Lindsay, me, and
Brogan.
That's
quite a bit. Oh no, yeah, she's originally from
who?
Anna Wiltsey. She quit.
Yes, she is. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
something.
Yeah, she quit.
She was gone for.
I don't know.
Gone for the end. Yeah. So
yeah, it was weird.
So we went on a hike, and my sister was wearing a Gustavus shirt, and my mom put up a bet. We were going to Devil's Tower. It's the old like fire lookout in Colorado. You can see like 100 miles in any direction.
You showed me pictures of that earlier.
Yep. And my Instagram. Follow me.
What's your name?
ZACSOL 42.
Zach is it Zac Solis?
Just SOL.
Oh,
just SOL.
You should always do Soulless.
Oh, SOUL.
Like Soulless.
I should actually start doing that. Might
you did that for something, and you're like, look at that.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like, aha.
Like, aha.
See what I did there? Like, anyways.
Like a redhead. Soulless.
Yes. So she was like, so how many people do you think that's hike we're going to see that know Gustavus? I was like, none. Like, it's in the middle of Colorado. Like, no one's going to know Gustavus. And we all took our bets. My mom was like, I say we see at least 2. I was like, no way.
No.
Sure enough, man. 2 on the way up and none on the way down. We saw 2 people who knew Gustavus. Cool. One of them's like brother-in-law went there, and the other one who's like some family relative worked there, and it's just like, what?
That's really
so
weird.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a small college you can't even pronounce unless you have a Minnesotan accent, like that people know in Colorado. And my, I had eye surgery when I was young because I got glass in my eye, and I needed.
So we have glasses now.
No, it's contacts. It's all good now. Don't worry. It's got a scar, but like yeah. It was close to like blinding me, so that was real life. Bounced a big old exercise ball up and like out of light. Like looked at the light, and just shattered the glass, came down, and, like poked me in the eye.
I've always been told not to look at that. Look
Yeah,
up.
if you shatter something, you shouldn't look at it. Oh, what's up, Elliot?
Okay. So awkward.
It's just like, oh. And we're alive. What were we talking about? Glass. And so they were like, oh, your eye's bleeding. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry about your light. Like, I broke that. Like, I felt really bad. They were like, no, like, your eye's bleeding. And so I walked into I was, like, pretty I didn't feel anything. Walked into the bathroom, and it was like, like, my eye was bleeding. It was just scared the shit out of me. I was like, ah! So I started crying right downstairs, and I was like, third grade at this point.
Ooh.
Like, cover my eye, and I'm like, Mom! I was like, I made a bad choice. She started laughing. She's like, what? And I just like took my hand off my eye. She was like, oh my God. And like, so, like cleared everything off the like counter. This was at a friend's house, nonetheless. Like, not even our own house. She was counting box tops. You know box tops that are on like the Kellogg's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
those
General Mills. Yeah, they were counting box tops back when they were worth more than like half a cent each. But,
Yeah.
Like
10 cents in your
like
school can
10
get it all
cents,
off.
And so they cleared everything off the counter, and the lady was like, apply pressure. Mom was like, do not apply pressure. She was like, do not touch his eye with glass in there. So,
Good point.
yeah, I went to the emergency room, got all that figured out. The glass wasn't in there by the time we got there. Probably just bled out, just like stuck in, and then so much pressure just kind of
Good job, Zach's body.
Yeah, right? Like, broke my leg and it's healing itself. I don't have to do anything. I just get to, like, sit here and it heals.
Cool.
Really cool, dude. Really cool, actually. I've been thinking about that a lot. Anyways. And so, yeah, what happened was it was a pine needle's width, the glass. Got to a pine needle's width away from my retina. And, like, the retina's,
Whoa,
like,
that's a big one.
The retina tears, like, you're done. Like, you can't see. So, it was very close. It was a close call. So they had to go in and just kind of, like, stitch up, like, what's around it, and they pretty much, like, superheated it. So it's just, like, kind of, like, there's, like, scar tissue you can see a little bit. Well, there's, like, seal marks. They don't want scar tissue. Scar tissue's bad because I don't know why. So I get the eye checked all the time. So
don't
Gustave's office. Oh, my anesthesiologist for the surgery. Sorry, this is where I was going. The anesthesiologist for the surgery went to Gustavus Adolphus College.
Huh.
Yeah, and he's also the father of a kid in my sister's grade, who now goes to somewhere up here.
Weird.
Yeah, not Gustavus, but somewhere close.
Worlds or small.
Small world. Anyways, and who else? A friend back in Colorado. He's an older guy, like 43 or something like that. He's got kids and everything, and a wife, and lives in my neighborhood. Know him through swimming. He grew up in St. Peter when he was younger, so he knows the name Gustavus, which is pretty crazy. And I think there's one more person. Maybe not. I can't remember him. But people I like interacted with and knew like my whole life knew Gustavus.
It's a lot of
yeah.
That's crazy. You had never heard of it now.
Now I'm going here. I'm about to graduate.
That's pretty cool.
A couple short years. In a year. Short year.
Couple.
No, not a couple. I wish. Nope. Get out of here in 4.
Yeah.
John Denver. You ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
You like his music? It's pretty good. I like it. It's kind of country, like rockish.
Yeah.
Kind of like. Yeah. Anyways, there's a song called Annie's Song, which if we're gonna take a music break, we should play that one because it's kind of slow. It's a love song. Yeah, it's a love song that he wrote to his first wife named Annie, and it just so happens that Annie was a Gusty.
I think I knew that.
She went to Gustavus Adolphus, and so when they got married in Christ Chapel.
I've heard that fact before.
Cool. I've probably told you because my biology teacher.
Yeah, it was probably you last year sometime. Like when you found it out, you're like,
It was. I think I found it out. Yeah, and like, what was her name? Kittleson. Pam Kittleson told me that. She's like, yeah, John never got married there. And I was just like, no way. I freaked out. Everyone in the class was just like, whatever, like, lady.
No big deal.
Let
Like,
us have this laugh. And I was just like, no. I started freaking out.
mind blown.
John.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain High, it's a good song. Take Me Home, Country Roads.
What was that one you said we should play?
Annie's song.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll play that one.
You fill up my senses. It's pretty good. It's like Axel. You can move it
Cool.
all sorts of ways.
I always thought this was kind of cool how one moment can kind of just like
Change your like view on
change
a lot of things.
change the rest of just your life. Like, had you not come to Gustavus, you're not going to do the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, you know, it's like, do I think about going to the other colleges I got in? Like, absolutely. And the thing is, like, when I was looking for college, I wasn't too concerned about finding a place that was like the perfect fit for me, because like
You'd make it the perfect.
I'd
fit.
make it wherever I went. You
Right.
know? I just got the kind of like
might
personality,
kinda
and
be-
like I would have adapted, you know, enough that just like I would have had fun wherever I went, you know. So like, yeah, it's kind of cool, you know. Just kind of looking back and being like, I could have gone here, could have gone to big school, you know. Like,
Who my friends be?
yeah, who would my friends be? Like, what would I be doing on spring breaks? You know, like, it's be interesting to think. Like, if I was in Florida for school, I probably wouldn't go to Florida for spring break. I'd probably be like, fuck Florida. I'm going home to Colorado for spring break. But like living in Minnesota, it's like, man, I wish I could go to Florida
Yeah.
for spring break. You know the difference? But, yeah.
You just can't swear like a lot on radio.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I'm not. I just did it earlier.
It's kind of a
today.
natural.
It is just Andy's computer.
Andy's
we
computer?
record this, and so
Wow.
it's just Andy's computer listening. So
It'll be on YouTube eventually.
Yeah.
you're all good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you recording this right now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you can. Like,
Is it going to be on YouTube?
Yeah.
it'll be on YouTube. You can play it back and like listen to yourself talk.
Nice.
It's kind of annoying.
I bet it is.
It's like,
My voice sounds
Andy,
weird.
stop talking. You're being stupid.
I'm not saying anything right now.
Yeah. So relationships. We're gonna go so we're gonna go through your entire history.
All right.
So starting
Starting from
from like
number
your
one?
very first
kiss or crush.
something, like the first feeling toward somebody.
Yeah, soda.
Good.
Before we do this.
Sodas.
Here we go. Okay.
It's actually
So,
called Pop
it all
Mile.
started, I think it was kindergarten. Mackenzie Wyman, first crush. Lived in the same neighborhood, went to the same like school, same kindergarten class, I think, first grade class, I think. So, let's see. I'd play like wall ball with them, like and her and her friends, and it was just like me and her friends, and like all my friends were doing their thing, and it was just like, nah, I'm playing wall ball. Like, what's up? And I had fun, you know. It was so athletic. I was probably like better than everyone else. It's probably like why I really liked it. Like, got out every once in a while, you know. Do you guys ever play wall ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game.
Oh, yeah.
The game. You gotta have a good wall though.
Yeah. you-
Yeah,
We
we had
had
a good
a-
one at swim practice. It was just a giant side of a school, big brick wall,
Yes.
really high. But we'd every now and again some doof would throw it and just like. Wait, how do you play wall ball? there a
We
bat?
played it with a it was like a square that was drawn on the ground. Actually, they did this for us, and we had a big 4-square ball, and you like would hit it against the wall, and it'd bounce the ground and come up, and then land, and you had to like hit it against the wall. So you had to go ground wall, and then up in the air, and then ground wall, or like bounce ground wall there, bounce ground wall. there.
Okay, see, my version of wall ball was we had a racket ball, and you'd throw it, have to catch it, throw it, catch it, and if you dropped it, then you ran to the wall and touched it, and if you got hit, you're out.
What's behind you?
Behind
Everybody
you?
else.
Yeah.
Nobody. So say you
So
you
the ball
go
would
to
just
catch
roll.
you ball catch you try to catch, drop it, then the people behind you pick it up and try to throw. That's more called pelt. And they
Okay.
pelt you with the ball, and if you get hit, you're out.
I've played that
Yeah.
in my garage, but we called that like butt ball because like aim for their butt when you did it.
Right, you're not going to hit him in the
But
head.
wall ball, yeah. So yeah, playing that Mackenzie,
Anyways.
and so I think it was just kind of like a crush. You know, I wasn't ever like
You're in
and
kindergarten.
Megan Plocky too. Held her hand. What was it?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Real-
man,
real
it was big
hard.
things. It was
my God. Held the-
I'm starting to think
Held
of
the
some good
crap
stuff.
out of her hand.
Yeah. So my first hug. This is before anything. I remember the
hug
first
ever.
hug.
Wow.
Yeah. And I remember the first kiss.
Gosh.
First hug ever was Peyton Bernstein. she just like came up to me in the like schoolyard and like gave me a hug. I just didn't know what to do. I stood there and I was like, and she was like, "Well, I hugged you, now you have to hug me." And so I was like, I just like kind of gave her this like thing, like put my arms around her, like she like walked away, and I was just like, "What?" I like looked around, like act like I just something like vulgar,
like hug back. Did you hug her when she hugged you though?
No,
you just like stood there?
Kinda, it was just kind of like what? And she's like, "Well, now you have to hug me." And so I was like, "Okay." Anyways, yeah. So that was that. And then I got Miss Longfield, my mom's, or my friend Luke's mom, was chaperoning a skating thing at this ice rink, and Megan Pocky and I were holding hands while we were skating around the rink. And Megan was like, "Miss Longfield saw it." We're like, "No." Like, she's like, "I think she saw it." And so, like, we were little rebels. We kept doing it anyways. But like, it was definitely freaking me out. I was like, "Oh, no." Like, she was like, "My mom." I was like, "I'm going to be grounded. Like, what's going to happen?"
We're holding your hand.
I just thought it was like the worst thing ever. I don't know why. And
so much.
yeah, so then when it like pretty much went through third grade, there was this really nice girl named Spencer that I had a crush on. Yeah, she's Mormon actually, and still lives in my neighborhood. See her at the pool every once in a while when I'm working. She dropped out, or she went. I think she was homeschooled after like 5th grade or something like that. So I never really kept talking to her. But I've like seen her in the past couple summers. It's been weird. She works at Chipotle actually down the street. It's like I knew you in 3rd grade. It was weird. And then fast forward to like 7th grade, I think. And I think I asked Mackenzie out. I did ask Mackenzie out. She said yes. And it was just like, nothing changed. It was just like, whatever. Like, we were like friends. Like,
You
I didn't
asked
know
her out or you asked her to be your girlfriend?
Well, I asked her like to be my girlfriend.
All right.
It's like she didn't really know what was going on. Like,
I had a
she was
7th grade
expecting,
one.
and I just wasn't. I didn't like.
You
I don't know what to do, so I just kept doing what I was doing. And then my friend Jesse went up to her one day and was like, "Zach wants to break up with you." And she was like, "Oh, good. I kind of wanted to too." And he was like, "Oh, I was kidding." And like, came up to me and he was like, "I was kidding." And I like told Mackenzie that, and she said this, and I was like, "Oh, damn. Does that mean we're broken up now? Like, what's going on, dude?" And he didn't know, and so that kind of just ended. And then sophomore year of high school, I dated this girl named Bailey Arison, and she was a freshman when I was a sophomore. And what about Bailey? I don't know. It was cool. Dated her for about like 2 months, maybe.
When was your first kiss?
Oh, 8th grade. Sorry. Fast forward past that. 8th grade. Rio Aljane Marina Hassin Vafiades was her name. Whew. Isn't that a mouthful?
I'm glad you still remember it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rio. I don't really know how that.
Is it a good story?
Happened. I don't really know. I don't think so. I don't kind of forget how like that all developed. But I just remember we were standing in the hall, and it was like after everyone had left, like everyone had either gone to lunch or class. And we were like supposed to go to lunch, and she just like threw it on me. And I was like, and she's like turned around and walked away. And I turned around, like scurried away real quick. I was like, oh, it was crazy. I don't really remember like the kiss. I don't know if it was like probably wasn't too juicy, but yeah. And then I mean, but as good as the first kiss is, kind of like, especially kind of one-sided. Like I wasn't ready for like to go in on it,
Oh,
it's like, oh well, thank you, thanks for that. And
first kiss is
so that was 8th grade, Rio, and then Bailey Arison. She swam for the high school too. I met her one day at the Invite. Smoky Hill Invite, which is my high school's kind of like fundraiser for the year. We didn't have to sell. Did you guys have to sell stuff for like high school swimming? Like popcorn.
So. We did like a fundraiser. Like it was like a lap swim. We just did 100 hundreds.
Okay, yeah,
and we raised money that way.
Yeah, and so like some schools around the state would like sell stuff, and like our football team sold buff cards. Yeah, that's how I got this jacket actually. I sold the most buff cards. I sold 52, and some freshmen sold 51. And I was like, and everyone else sold like 6, And we were just like way above the crowd. It was awesome. So this is a one and only limited edition Smoky Hill High School football jacket.
That's cool.
anyways, yeah, so we met her at the invite. It wasn't my invite. It was her invite. It was during winter season. Ours was in spring. And, yeah, she was dating this kid named JT at the time. And kind of, like, started talking to her, started texting her a bunch. She broke up with JT. I asked her to be my girlfriend. And, yeah, didn't last too long. We were just, like... We laughed around each other, but that was about it. You know, it was like, all right.
You laughed.
I don't know if I really like it. Yeah, anyway. So,
Only requirement.
Yeah, that ended just as quick as it started. You know, if some girl's got a boyfriend when you meet her, like
Usually doesn't go too well.
yeah. Learn that one out early, thankfully. Yeah. Nothing against you, baby. That's going on YouTube.
He's like, yeah, throw it in there. That's funny.
And then. So I was sophomore year, winter to spring, kind of. So the end of sophomore year.
All right.
Junior year happened. Tossed the V card junior year.
Is there an exciting story there?
Snuck out one night.
I'm so glad there's an exciting story there.
Oh man. This girl. There was a girl I met sophomore year, who. I think she was actually a lesbian. She had a girlfriend at the time, but I thought she was cute, so I tried to go after her, being the ambitious young buck I was.
Yeah, that's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, and so we hung out a couple times and stuff, and she hung out with the girl Rachel, and yeah, so I already knew Rachel kind of, and then we met at this party.
Rachel was
the girl. No, Alexa was the
okay
girl with the girlfriend. And Rachel was her friend. And so I'd met Rachel, and then I saw her at some pool party, I think over the summer, maybe a birthday party or graduation party or something. No, because they weren't graduating yet. Maybe, yeah, a graduation party. It was my older sister's friend who was 2 years older than me. Rachel was a senior that year. I was a junior. My sister just graduated. So it was one of her friends' party at the pool.
Okay.
That we were both at. And so... yeah, so she's like, oh, you texted sometimes, got the numbers, and kind of talked all summer and stuff. Nothing too crazy. And then during the school year, I don't know how this happened, but I never really snuck out. I wasn't too bad of a kid, you know. But she convinced me one night. She's like, all right, so I snuck out. I went out the side door, took the bike, and I was just because our house was relatively close. It was down my hill, and then up and into her neighborhood. And so, biked over there. You know, how detailed are we getting on this thing?
I want to know time.
Yeah, so 2 a.m. maybe. 2 a.m.
Oh, I meant
in the morning.
Time it.
No.
To complete. I'm kidding.
I was okay.
I mean, if you know pumps.
3 pumps?
That'd be cool. It was, well, she was on birth control, so.
Was it quick, though?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, man. Yes. But
oh wait.
So we kind of I don't know. I didn't even delete the text message. So I went home. Mom confiscated the phone. Pretty much saw everything. Wasn't I don't really know. I actually don't know what's on there. Haven't checked. It's gone now. But so yeah, I just remember pretty much for all junior year, every off period, we did an off period together, fourth period. We just we'd go back to her house, just have sex, every off period, every so
you didn't date, you just
not really, no. Yeah, so that happened for 2 or 3 months, and then
awesome.
Yeah, and then kind of just ended, like all things do at some point. But anyways, and then that junior year, I was in a trigonometry class with this girl named Paige Gatos, and so she was a senior, I was a junior, and so hot. And so, yeah, she was in the class. I had other friends in the class. I had this kid named Carl I knew, a friend Steven. And so, I was hanging out with them at the beginning of the year. And then finally, I don't know, kind of made my way back and started like hanging out with like, cause like I knew some some of the people she was like talking with. Plus we were in class, it's like it's easier now to make conversation with people you know in class. You know, it's kind of a good way to meet people. Is like the classes you're in. So yeah, started texting her and stuff, and it was Christmas, I think. Yes, it was Christmas, the night of Christmas. Like I think Christmas Eve going to Christmas. I was in my cabin. We were just texting and like found out we liked each other. So that changed. And then asked her, well, I don't really remember. Probably took like, I don't know, maybe mid-January.
All right.
We started dating, and she had stayed, and then like started my swim season, and the prom season rolled around. All right, so we're dating this whole time, happy couple, life's going good, and like, remember the first one, Mackenzie? Yeah, so like that's still there the whole time. That's still there, you know. Kind of just like she's still around, like still going to the same high school and stuff. So prom season rolled around, and I was like, well, I don't know. I was like questioning like what was going on, and so the crush was just like weighing on me, and it was like, well, like Paige will find a date to prom, you know, like she's attractive enough, like.
Yeah.
No problem. She'd find a date to prom. Like, it was pretty, like, I hadn't asked her yet, but it was, like, getting, like, to prom season. And so I dumped her, and, like, right when she walked out the door, I was just like, damn. I was like, that was not good. Should not have let her walk out that door. I knew right away, like, right when I did it. And so it was a bad idea. Anyways, like, took Mackenzie to prom. That was cool. Like, I had a fun time, you know, but, like, just wasn't, like... what I was expecting, I guess, you know, what I thought it would be. So I was like, well, like, this sucks. So, like, talked to Paige that whole summer. We were hanging out a lot, like, you know, like, essentially dating, but not actually dating because, I don't know, I didn't really know what was happening because, like, I was the one who broke up with her, and it's like, damn, so, like, what happens now? So she went to college. I kind of, like, broke us up. Like, I was worried about what was going to happen. Like, what's coming up with college, and I just, like, wanted to talk about it. Like, just bring it up. I just wanted to know, you know, like, you on a single, like, what's going on? And she's like, you know, like, college isn't anything, you know? Like, it's just another step in the road. Like, we don't have to worry about college. And I was like, wow, well. And then so she went to college and, like, talked to her a little bit. And, like, ultimately, it was probably, I don't know, like, I feel like going to college with you more experience than me. Like going to college with a girlfriend or like a boyfriend is like it's different than not going to college with a girlfriend.
We both
you
know what you mean.
Both did, yeah. So, so she did that and then hung out with her a couple times.
So you
pretty caught
dated
up.
her into college?
No, we weren't even dating that summer.
Okay.
Not really, not officially. Yeah. So, but I was just kind of like holding on to the strings. Like I knew I'd messed up, and like I always wanted like a second chance to see like what could happen, you know. And then, like, that whole year, and then that next summer, and then, like, that was freshman year of college. And then by sophomore year, like, I don't know. We were still, like, we'd still talk, like, when I was in school, but not too much, you know? And then when I'd go home, like, we'd hang out and stuff, but nothing really, like, happened. And I was kind of the same this summer. She worked a lot, you know, so, like, didn't have too much time to hang out. I was always... I worked a night shift, and, like, she was, like, working all these crazy hours, so it just didn't really work out too often. And then visited her over, this is pretty current, so this is this year now, this is past summer. And then went over to her house over Thanksgiving break when I was home. And, I don't know, we kicked it for a little bit, just, like, made out, that was cool and all. Just, like, sat there and talked, and, like, like once, and then I didn't have any, like, I don't know, this break, I can't, like, you know, I only have so much time home, I gotta do, like, a bunch of things that just wasn't a priority, and then winter break, we hung out once, and then she came with us to, like, with my family to New Year's Eve, like, all that stuff, and I went downtown to see fireworks, that was cool, and then, just like invited her to like a family party we were having or something like that. She didn't show up. Like that had not, it was just like that's what happened. Like it's not suggesting anything. Like I'm assuming like everyone I'm talking about is going to hear this one.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Definitely. You can either assume that everyone's listening or that nobody's listening. Those are your choices.
Everyone's listening. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, it's way more fun that way.
So you like let your heart beat a little quicker.
Yeah. So, anyways, and then like, what was it? Oh, it was just because I don't have too much time home at breaks, and like a lot of I don't know my mom's friends. I like to see them. They like to see me. So. Instead of having like them over individually, it's just like we just had like a party. She was like, "All right, we're having it like Zach's home. Like, come say what's up." And so my mom loves an excuse to throw parties. Like, she's great at it too. Like, she absolutely loves throwing parties. And so invited her to that. She didn't come. I mean, I had high school friends there and everything. It was just coincidence. And then she had a ugly sweater party, and I didn't have an ugly sweater. Didn't really hop on it to get one, so all of a sudden it's the day of. I got 2 days for swim practice all week, right? I'm like tired as hell. It's Thursday. I think it's Friday. Like I'm just beat, So I get home, like have this like, small vest thing I'm gonna wear, and like sit down on the couch. Like my mom and dad were watching TV. Just sit down on the couch.
Talk closer to the mic.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No,
Should I start over? Or like was it good? Could you still hear?
Just keep talking.
Okay. Sitting on the couch, just sat down, exhaled a little bit. I was like, I'm tired. Like, it's still pretty early. Like, I might just like take a 20-minute nap. You get all through the cycles and then wake up and go. Yeah. So laid back, woke up at like 11:30, and I was just like, oh, like shoot, like oops, a little late now. So it's not like I didn't mean like missed it, but. My mom was like, "So you're not going to the party?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm staying here." So I went up and went to bed. And then we didn't really talk after that. And so I was kind of done with it, to be honest. Like, it had been dragged on for a long time. You know? And, like, if it meant anything, it would have been a priority, and it hadn't been. So I just finally cut the strings and was like, fine, we're done. Like, And came back here. Wasn't expecting to get a girlfriend here.
Yeah, I was so surprised.
Yeah, at all.
When did that all start?
Realistically, like if you look at our Facebook history, like I posted on our wall before she got here. We met her at like Grinnell. Yep. Gave her one of the T-shirts that I'd won. Gave her and her friend one.
So it started there.
Yeah, started there. And then, still haven't seen her in this shirt, so
she doesn't have it.
Yeah, so and then post on our wall. I was like, well, like things to prepare for this weekend, like hydration, like you're not gonna be drinking much water when you get here, like sleep, you're not gonna be getting much sleep when you're here, like all this stuff, like pretty much like. Getting us psyched up for the recruiting trip. She showed up, brought 2 biology textbooks, or a biology textbook and some other things. She had 2 tests, like, right when she got back. And so, didn't really, like, do anything too crazy. It was pretty low-key. But she liked the school, I guess, apparently. And, came here. It's funny.
You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to.
Came here. I was like, well,
cool.
like I'm not gonna jump on anything, like, this was still like beginning of the scene, like,
right?
We already been over this. We already know what's going on at this point. So I'm just kind of like here, just kind of like playing the field, like whatever. Like, actually, I got really drunk most first semester. Like, didn't really do too much like flirting. Anyways,
flirting with the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Essentially, is what it was. And then, we went to Trent's house that second time, and, like, Kyle knew, like, my motives, like, and so, like, passed on the floor next to each other, but I was like, Kyle, dude, like, what the hell, man, like, why'd you let me fall asleep? He's like, dude, like, you fall asleep next day, and I was like, dude, like, no, like, come on, man, like, you're supposed to keep me out, and he was like, I figured I'd just let it, like, happen, let it marinate over J-term, and I'm like, whatever, man.
Let him marinate.
You know, like, whatever. So J-term came around, and like, I don't know, I mean, like, on the same swim team, so it's like, that's really like where it started, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it was a swim team. It was a good place to go. But this is all the swim stuff. And then fast forward conference. She forgot her suit in the hotel. And do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah. And like,
Well done. I remember that. I was like,
oh, yeah.
good decision.
I wasn't going to let anyone else say the day, you know?
You went and got it?
Yeah, so I ran over to the hotel.
That's why you didn't win the mile? Danny.
Put that on Danny, man?
Put that on Danny.
Okay.
I'm kidding. No, that's a different conversation.
That is a different conversation. That's funny, though.
I don't put that one on you or Danny.
Nah.
We put on multiple people.
Nah, I would send you sooner.
Yes.
Anyways.
Obviously. You're behind, you don't like wait to send someone.
Yeah, I know.
Race, you know, like it's the second time swimming or third time swimming. Anyways, we didn't know. So
Next year.
got the suit, yeah, and then like it was pretty much settled. It was me, Dante, and Jenny in the back. And, like me and Dante had our shirts off, and like we had the medals on. We were just like, like with DJing, like Jenny was back there, and so
Back where?
back in the back of the bus. The very back of the
I was
bus.
back there. Yeah, I was like 2 seats up.
Yeah, did you hear I spit that? The very back of the bus. No, wait. You're at the back of the bus. The very back of the bus. That's cool.
You'll be able to hear yourself say that later.
Complimenting yourself. Are you gonna listen to this again?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I might, like, go home.
Hi, future Zach.
Yeah. Hi.
Cool.
Future Zach. So, Jenny was like, do you like, you know how they all are. Like, do you like Danny?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously, like, yeah, when I was going to tell Jenny that, you know, because, like, word travels fast. And
Don't tell
so,
Jenny anything ever,
you know,
actually.
I mean, Jenny, you heard that. We all agree. We're all nodding our heads in here.
Yep.
And, anyways. Hope Jenny doesn't
Shh, Jenny won't listen to this.
Jenny probably
Jenny, if
won't
you listen to
listen
this, tell one of us that you listened this far into it. An hour and 20 minutes into this.
And we will give you a personal apology, written and verbal.
Yep. And a prize.
And so I knew it right when she got up and turned around. I was just like, yep.
She's telling
like,
Danny
that's
immediately.
a good choice. Like, and so yeah, she got up, turned around, and like came to the back of the bus. Just like, oh, like started drinking. Night went on. Like Summer Mistletoe ended up like making us kiss. So made out pretty much like the rest of the night. Zach put us in this like room next door. It was kind of weird. I was just like, what's going on? So some like weird room with a bunch of couches in it.
Oh, the
And he was
makeup
like-
room.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I was like, why? Like, what are we doing in here, man? Like, this is creepy, you know? I have my own room I can go to. Like, oh, it was funny. And then told me where the condoms were, and I was just like, okay, man. Like,
Zach Gardner?
yeah. And I was
Boy.
like, I'm good, man. Like, thanks, so. And so, like,
Did push that one on you?
yeah, man. Like, and so, went out of the party, went out of the room however many minutes later, and like everyone was gone. I was just like, oh. Like,
Yeah, people
whoop,
cleared out of
you
there
know,
really
like,
quickly.
Yeah, I guess. So
No, they killed the party. They were like,
it's probably pretty late at that point.
it was
you know, like,
3:30 and his roommates wanted to go to bed, but I was like, come on, keep it going.
it's 3:30 though. That's like
That's
I
real.
know,
that's
but-
like morning. That's just
wasn't-
not like night morning, like 1, 2 a.m. That's like
I
almost
wasn't-
4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
wasn't ready to
wake
be
up
done.
time. Heck no, because yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so made a breakfast the next morning. Just passed out on the couch. Went back. It was a long walk, man. Mount Olympus Star Review, like
It's a ways.
it was cold out. Saw Tommy Wright as we were walking past College View. Yeah. Yeah, and then that was pretty funny. I was just like, I mean,
didn't
it was
think
such
about that for a
such a
second.
random time in the morning. There was no one out, and like
Why?
right when we were walking past
Of
College
all
View,
the
it's like,
people,
you
to
know, that's
see.
all it was. It was all it was. Like the fact that it was a swimmer was funny, but like
The fact that it was Tommy.
it was even funnier. So, yeah, and then made her dinner a couple times.
When did you decide? You just waited till after nationals, right? To actually ask her out. I think so. Unless you did before and you didn't make it FBO.
No, not till after nationals. It was like the Wednesday after nationals. Yeah, and so that was pretty much it. No big changes, you know.
Cool.
No big changes.
Yeah, I like that you respected that.
Yeah, so even if it like wasn't that big of a change, you know, just like a Facebook click.
It's just official.
But like, it brings like everyone else's like.
Yeah,
that's where it changes. You know, it's not like you personally. It's like how it's perceived. And so yeah.
I really enjoy seeing you some mornings.
Yeah, so like I don't get to the calf too often in the morning. You know?
No, but like seeing you. Like in the bathroom.
Oh yes,
I like that so much. Like the other night, you were like, I heard you stumbling. I heard you like you're booting down the stairs. Like here comes Zach.
Like,
I
was walking right out of the bathroom.
I was like, hey Zach. And, like I don't know, just like seeing you makes me happier in the mornings.
Wait, was that when you weren't walking out of the bathroom? You were walking out of the complex. You were walking out the whole thing, right?
No. Yeah, I was walking on the whole thing. That was.
I saw you that morning. Yeah, that was And then,
and I was like, I heard you.
Well, it started with. I didn't. I go down to.
He goes down the floor from my bathroom,
and so I didn't even know Andy lived down there. But I was brushing my teeth one morning.
I was coming out of the shower.
Out of the shower.
Didn't have my contacts in.
Nope.
And he like.
I saw him and I was like, "Hey, Andy." He goes, "Hi." Just like buries his head. He was out of the door before he said hi.
Because I didn't know who it was, so I just assumed just some random person.
And I was like, "Oh." Like, I wonder if he knew it was me. And
then later that day, he told me, he was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, Andy, like, I saw you. And you're like, oh, what? You're like, that was you?
Yeah, because I can't see anything without my contacts in.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's pretty funny.
All right, well, we can do our music break now, if you want. And we'll have the last little bit. All right.
We pick a song.
I'm going to pick a song.
Are we doing Annie's song?
We'll do your song. Do you have a phone?
Yes.
Or I could find it on mine. Yeah, I don't have really good service.
That was pretty uncut, dude. I left some parts out.
Uncut. What was uncut? The story?
Stories.
Good. Yeah, those were pretty in-depth.
The dirty details.
A lot of people don't need to know the dirty deeds. All right.
I don't have it.
Think of a song.
But I have it on my laptop. Does that work?
Yeah.
It should
we
be
just
able
took up to the
plug it in over here.
like AV thing. Yeah. I'm gonna try to figure out a song that I want to listen to.
Okay, so you want to just
You fill out
start our break, or how do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna keep talking to myself. I don't know. We can start a break now.
Okay, so it's gonna be quiet for like 30 seconds or something.
You're gonna hook up the AV thing. His is the song we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's called Annie's Song by John Denver. We'll listen to that, and then we'll get back.
We'll pick our song eventually. I don't even know what I want to listen to.
You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come, let me love you, come love me my senses, like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. Fill up my senses, come fill me And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
That second song was Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, and that's my all-time favorite song. I just thoroughly enjoy it. I don't know.
Okay, so are we switching this half up? Like, do I get to start asking you guys questions now?
I mean, you could.
Has that ever been done on this radio station before?
It hasn't.
It has not. We want to talk about one more thing, and then you can do that.
All right, go.
God.
Okay.
Yay or nay? Yeah.
Help me out. Give me a rough definition of like.
Well, it can be whatever you want. Like, what is with
yeah.
your like? Are you a
You tell
believer?
us.
Is there a
You tell
Lord
us
of
the
your life?
definition. Okay, religious. Like, do you have any religious beliefs or affiliations?
Born and raised Roman Catholic. Baptized, First Communion, confession or confirmation. Sebastian is my patron saint. Shout out to you, Sebastian. But yeah, no, I don't really go to church anymore.
Do you consider? Are you?
I don't really.
believer?
Am I a believer in like? No,
No.
I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Math is too convincing, and we're too small, and I don't think there's anything important about us. I think we're just kind of a phenomena. And
All right.
yeah, so like, it'd be cool to have like, I don't know. I think the fact that it's like that is what gives like life like its purpose. The fact that there's like no one gave it to us, and like no one no one gave it to us. The fact that we got here on our own, like we're like started off as like one celled organisms,
Yeah. Yeah.
divided a couple times,
What do you mean?
and
Oh.
and then we walked out of the water, and then started breathing air and stuff like that, and now we're here. So I think life innately has no meaning, but like, and that's like the point of it. You gotta like create your meaning within, and that's what gives you purpose on this world,
Yeah.
So I think it's all about right here, right now.
Growing up, did you believe in something, or did you just kind of play along?
I don't know if I knew the difference at that point.
You just kind of was told to do this, and then you
and
did.
it was
I
all
think
cool.
that's really. I was
like,
raised Catholic also, so I did the similar. I did everything, but I stopped before confirmation.
were both your parents Roman Catholic?
I know my mom is.
Did both your parents go to church with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what my dad was before they got married, or.
Did Hannah get confirmed?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we were both.
Did you guys have
before
the
that.
choice to just like?
No, we just kind of.
I guess your mom. You
Which
got
one?
First Communion though.
Yeah, I did First Communion,
feel like-
confession, all that stuff. We were a Wednesday something or another for a while, but eventually we just like got busy with swimming, and like, I guess that was the first thing to go.
Yeah. So
Like swim meets were all weekend long.
No kidding.
I remember. I've talked to my mom about this. I'm half kidding, but talks about like baptism and like baptizing me and like why she baptized me, and like my sister's a theology major, and she still practices Roman like Catholicism. And I'm like, Mom, like you made a pretty big choice for my life, like when I was real young for me, like, cause my sister's like, I mean, you've been baptized. She's like, you can never like not be a Catholic. She's like, you can leave the faith and like, all this, but she's like, you will forever have been baptized, and like, to at least them, that means like, I will forever be like, like whatever it means to me, but spot in heaven or like,
That's kind of cool though.
it's like, okay, yeah, so. And I'm like, Mom, that's a pretty big choice to make, She was like, and we struggled over it. I'm like, I don't know if you actually did. Like, I think you're saying that now, but I don't know if you actually did. But, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's good,
Catholic?
I don't know. I think my dad was as well. He was born in Cuba and came to Chicago. So I don't really know too much about his religious upbringing, but my mom she was raised, they both went to Catholic school when they were younger. So, yes, I don't know if my dad, like...
You're probably Catholic then.
I don't know as much about his...
Might be a requirement.
Yeah, stuff like that, but... I think it's good for kids, for parents to try and establish, like, a basis of purpose in children's lives. I
think they should also then have a point where they're like, here's what we are, and then like you should be questioning this still. Like, you should always question it.
I think between the ages of First Communion and confirmation is like a good time to kind of
question it.
Yeah, I think that's a good time to like kind of figure out what you're doing. At least like maybe, I'm not saying not ever get confirmed, but maybe just put on hold. Kind of figure out what you want. And like that wasn't ever really an option. We had to go to Thursday RE, religious education.
Right, ours was Wednesday.
Yeah, there was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was 3 days. So we
Yuck.
went to the Thursday group. We went to the Thursday group. It was just 1 day a week.
Oh, Thursday, 3 days a week, and on top of school.
No, no.
Yeah, mine was just Wednesdays too.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll go to church on Easter. I'm going back to my grandma's house. Like,
I'll probably be there too.
yeah.
See you there. Kidding.
Essentially, But, so, yeah, I don't know. Life innately has no purpose is what I was getting at with that, Just kind of, we make it ourselves.
Okay.
And that's why I like Game of Thrones. You guys see, you watch Game of Thrones, Jeff?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
No, Andy does. Grace, you watch Game of Thrones? No. Interesting, the thought of just like fighting and killing to like continue your name, and like bring honor to your name.
You like that?
I think the show. No,
You don't?
I like the idea of it.
Well, no, we can't. It'd be impossible. Like, I want to bring honor to the Solis name now because there could be 40,000 people. Oh, there's not, but there could be.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and oh yeah. So, where was I going with that? Game of Thrones. Oh, like the guy who is it? The Snow Girl, or not the Snow Girl, the Stark Girl. Sansa Stark, right? Is that the redheaded chick who's married to Tyrion?
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Tyrion and Tyrion are too close.
Yeah.
They should have changed the names. But, so when that guy gave her the necklace, he was like, this is all that's left of my family.
Oh,
like,
the fool gave it to her.
Uh-huh. It's like, we used to be this powerful name, and now this is the only thing left. He's like, so please wear it with honor. Like, what was it? I hope the last light of my family name or something in the universe is like...
do my family name one more time in the light.
Yes, there it is, yep. And, that's... I think it's a cool idea if everything goes well, And, like, if you die with honor and, like, you can... Or, like, honor, like, in the way you want to, And, like, stuff like that, then, like, life is good. But... Yeah, I don't know.
So when you die, is it lights off?
It's like what you put before you is like... When you die, is it lights off? Yeah.
Yeah?
You die, it's lights off, dude.
Just nothing?
Yeah, I mean... When the neurons stop firing, then like... This matter of atoms will start to kind of separate. Start decomposing. They'll stop moving again,
All right.
Like... That's it.
So what does your conscious just stop?
I think so. Because like, I don't know. Like, I don't remember conscious before, like, like this. And so,
So how did it
leads me to
start?
think there won't be one afterwards, It started and ended with a little sperm cell going on an egg and, like...
I don't think it ended with that, but...
Sorry. DJ. Started with that, at least, So...
Well, I've been thinking about this theory that... So if you're going to die, your body naturally doesn't want to. Like, that's not... It doesn't like anything to get hurt or anything. So what if what everyone that has perceived after, people that go through near-death experiences, it could be your body going into shock as it's about to die, and it's like, we don't want this, do something. And so goes into shock, and then your brain is going to create this thing. Because we have dreams. I mean, those last a really long time, so we could just be creating some kind of thing that we live in for a really, really long time in our own sense of time.
Mm-hmm.
But in all reality, it's like 3 minutes right when we're dying. So it's like
are
we could
going through that now?
I don't know.
Or are we waiting for that to happen? So like, so what you're saying, does like forever occur? Like, is that what heaven is? That's just forever, where
we're in that
before
state
we actually
of
die. So everyone else is
that
just like, we
be.
die and we're done. But to us, we're just like,
we're still doing it.
yeah, are we still doing it? You know, in our own way.
I don't know.
Or I took my freshman seminar class was about exceptional human experiences, and for the first half of the semester, we learned about lucid dreaming, you know, and stuff like that. And he tried to teach us how to lucid dream. And
What did he tell you to do?
there was a manual actually. It wasn't just him. It was like this guy sold books about it.
Hints you give me quick. Looks like a.
Yeah, write down. What you do every morning is you have a pad of paper and a pencil next to your bed, and before you sit up to like turn off your alarm.
You write down your dreams.
Well, you turn off the alarm. Don't want to wake up the roommate, but you just sit there and you write down your dreams. Don't even set up to write them. Just like as much as you can remember, just like notes, like this,
Yep.
this,
All
like
right.
scenery stuff. And so when you start doing that for a while, and you'll start be able to remembering when you're
I've-
dreaming and when you're
I've
not
heard the
dreaming.
same thing.
And then throughout the day, do consciousness checks.
Yep. Same thing.
So check your watch. What time of the day is it? You know.
Yep.
Or,
Time of day. What I've been trying to do is I try to make fire.
Yeah.
Because like if I can't make fire, I know I'm not dreaming. Because the ultimate dream of lucid dreaming for me is I want to become Avatar.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I want to be able to bend the elements. That's just gonna be really fun to do.
Okay.
If I can do that in every dream, it's good. It's as much as living it.
Okay.
So I try to bend. I usually check my phone, and then I try to jump or like, I don't know. I like have really good feeling of hot or cold or just
When you're
when I'm trying to figure out if I'm in a dream or not.
what
So
he
I ask
suggests.
myself like, am I in a dream right now? And then I give myself 3 reasons why I'm not.
What he that's good actually. What he
Like-
suggested was to get into a routine of doing something
Right.
that you can't do while you're in a dream. So if you plug your nose and you blow out your nose, you can't no air comes out, right? So you're in a dream, you plug your nose and you blow out your nose, what's gonna happen? Air's gonna come out of your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you're like, oh, that's something different. So
Like
it's
my
just
fire
whatever
thing.
triggers. I guess I thought you were kind of working the other way, but I guess it's the same thing. You pick up the water bottle, check your phone, fire. That one's first.
I usually do that one because I want to.
Yes, that'd be so cool.
I
like
want
the
to do it
first
so
thing-
badly. Just be like in my dream, be like, I'm like, finally, I can actually. What's gonna happen is in my dream, I'll be like, I'll think of it's real life, and be like, I can do this finally. People are gonna love me. People will worship me.
Yeah.
Be like, I won't like make the connection. Be like, I must be in a dream because I can do it.
Bam. Yeah. So essentially, those are the two things.
Cool.
And yeah.
Did you ever get it?
Never committed. You know, never really started writing down my dreams.
The closest I got was right away when I started doing the whole consciousness check thing. I was with my stepmom. I have a stepmom now, but it wasn't her. And this one, my mom had died, and it had been 2 years since she died, and I was coming back with my mom to her house. And I called her mom. I'm like, wait, no, her name's Mary. I would never call my stepmom mom. I'm like, that's weird. My mom's not actually dead. And then she's like, oh, go around back and open up the back door. So I ran around the house, and I went to open up. I'm like, why would I have keys to her house? Like, that's just weird. I wouldn't have keys to my stepmom's house, which I probably could. But in the dream, I'm like, that's weird. And I kind of like looked around. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I wouldn't have that. And like, I looked up because this was like a nap dream.
Yeah.
And my sun was shining right on my face from outside or whatever.
The light
So I
was
looked
on.
up and I saw the sun, and I thought to myself, like, that's the way out of the dream. And then I looked back down, looked at the doorknob, and like color started to change a little bit. And then I'm like, no. And then I woke up.
Yeah. And then you're like, no. You close your eyes.
I
You're
know.
like,
I like woke up and was like, what? I realized I was like, come on.
That's as far as I've gotten. It's just like whenever I realize I'm in a dream, it's like oh, you're awake.
You open your eyes like, dang.
Yeah, there was one I remember, like, I was driving. I was driving four-wheelers, like ATV or trucks. No, I mean, sorry, pickup trucks around, like, all of a sudden, like, my clubhouse that the neighborhood pool is at was, like, covered up to mud, and the roof was, like, really steep, and so we were, like, using the roof to, like, jump, like, pickup trucks. And all of a sudden, I was like, this is so much fun. And I'm like, why is there mud at Piney Creek Pool? And, like, where did I get a pickup truck? And I was just like, oh, I'm awake. I'm like, damn, like, that was so cool. Like, go back. Like, I want to drive the pickup truck. And, like, that's what I want to do. I remember thinking, I was like, I want to drive the pickup truck. And, like, let me, like, you know, that's what happens in lucid dreams. It's like, you just
do it.
Do whatever you want. Like,
Yeah. It'd be really cool to get to the point where you can kind of, like,
fly.
You could kind of inception your dream where you set it all up and you could just kind of fold stuff around itself. I think that'd be... You've seen Inception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's the ultimate goal where I could wipe everything off and start anew. Like, I want to do this for this dream. You know, like White Room and just like
Matrix, kind of.
Yeah.
We're going to need guns. Lots of guns.
I've never seen Matrix.
I haven't either.
I've seen them, but I wasn't really watching. I couldn't tell you the storyline. They go into a Matrix, and he doesn't know if he's in reality or not.
Wow.
That's about it.
If I had to pick 70 people on the team, no, if I had to name everyone on the team that hadn't seen The Matrix, I would not have named you as one of them.
Yeah,
You
I don't
need
know.
to see The Matrix.
I just never seen them.
Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I probably should watch them.
You too, because they're
watch them.
really great movies.
Never
but
seen
like,
the Godfather series either.
I've seen Godfather 1, and it didn't wow me. It was just like, oh.
See, that might be the thing, is they built it... The only movie that was built up so much that I actually enjoyed was Shawshank. That one I watched, and like I've heard it's like the best movie of all time, and I'm like, all right. And I watched it, and like, yeah, all right, I can see that.
Best movie of all time.
Sounds good. Like, I wouldn't pick that as my favorite movie, but I'm like, that's just...
good.
For its time, it was a crazy good movie. Please don't remove that. I'm kidding. Now, do you want to ask us questions?
Yes. Got about 15 minutes left.
Cool.
3,
6, 4, and 19.
You? Lucky numbers.
31.
Oh, lucky. I don't have.
What's 3, 6, 4, 19?
I just answered your next 4 questions.
Yes or no?
She asked how many questions.
Yes. Yes or no? I've been out of this country.
Yeah.
No. Yes. Where have you been?
Mexico.
Mexico. Jeff,
And
where's
probably
the coolest,
Canada for a little bit when I was in the Boundary Waters.
Yeah.
It just happened, I bet.
Where's the coolest place you've been?
Oh, and Aruba. It counts.
Is that Caribbean?
Yeah. It counts.
Probably Montana. This is the first time I'd seen the Rockies. So, I mean, I haven't seen the Denver Rockies, but it was
same
mountains.
Rockies, though. You know.
Yeah.
Alaska,
Canadian
too.
Rockies.
That's
Yeah.
kind of out of the continent.
Where in Montana do you remember?
It was called Whitefish. I don't know if you know where that is. It's a small town.
Yeah.
We went into went into Glacier. And,
Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
One of the coolest vacations I ever took when I was young was into Glacier National Park. We took a month and did 3 weeks camping.
Whoa.
And
That's extreme.
yeah, it was pretty
month?
extreme. 3 weeks camp. Yeah, we just camped all around. Went into Canada, did Glacier National Park. Yeah, all up there. It was really cool. Climbed a bunch of mountains, did like a 14-mile or a 12-mile hike one day, and saw this ram. It was like a bighorn sheep. We saw like a little goat, like a mountain goat up on the hill, and so we were posing to take a picture of it. And my mom was like down the trail ready to go, and all of a sudden like I see this massive, like probably 300-pound like ram just come up behind her. I'm like, Mom, like look. And she's like, she turns around and just like freezes, eyes like wide. She's like, I mean, she was pretty close to it. I don't really know how close she was, but like, she swears it was real
Butts
close.
her off the
you know?
mountain.
Well, and that's what, like, it kind of looked at her and just kind of like walked up, and I was like, Mom, I was like, take a picture. And she like wasn't even gonna move. That was a physics anomaly. How did that happen?
I hit my hand. I did the.
It came out from underneath.
So have you seen the short for You probably haven't. It's called. It's Cloud Time.
I don't know.
It's a Pixar short, and it has clouds, and this cloud they make little baby things, and it makes a ram, and the ram goes right across the
runs
street.
into
It's
people.
like, I don't know. I'll show it to you sometime.
Shorts are good. I really like
Shorts
shorts.
are yeah. This one's adorable.
Have you seen Kiwi?
Yeah. Oh my
Isn't that
gosh.
the greatest thing ever? It's like, dude, the first time I saw that, I just like almost cried. I was like,
Which one's that?
Kiwi.
Kiwi the short.
Kiwi's first flight. Well, Kiwi's last flight.
Oh,
That one's really,
Oh,
really
would
difficult.
it be
So hard to
balling?
watch.
Is that number 2, dude?
that one's
Yeah.
Is that number 2?
Mike.
No, is that the second time you hit it?
No, it just flipped around on its own.
Broken now. Look at you.
Probably.
Everybody's choking now. Oh, so you guys go on Reddit at all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
so-
been increasingly more and more.
That's
and more.
right. My favorite subreddit is Hip Hop Heads.
I was on what the F earlier.
WTF.
Or no, not with the. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
WTF.
And it was just some really.
Yeah, I can't do it for too long. I go for like 15 minutes. I'm like,
The only
whew.
thing I put on that subreddit is things that make me go, what the fuck? Because, like, every once in a while, like,
Yeah.
once every couple days, I'll click on something, I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll put other things, just like, oh, that's just gross. Like,
Yep.
don't show me that, you know? But yeah, so there's Hip Hop Heads, and it talks about a bunch of rap stuff, and they're like, I don't know, some thread discussing, the greatest verse of all time, and one of them that was in contention was Eminem's "Lose Control." Yeah, the very first one, like vomit on a sweater already, mom spaghetti on the surface, he looks calm already.
Yeah.
You guys heard that?
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
So what they did is this guy was analyzing rhyming schemes actually, and so he started with Tribe Called Quest, and they were in the '90s. Sorry, I keep moving this around. They were in the '90s, and they focus on end rhymes. I forget what the actual name of it was, but rhymes were just the last word of the clause would rhyme with the last word of the previous clause. You know, like AA rhymes, or like ABAB.
Yep.
And it was mostly like AABB was Tribe, or maybe not a Tribe Called Quest, Run DMC. Anyways, one of those '90 bands. And then this guy got into. He's like, all right, so now we're gonna go into like Eminem. He's like, which I consider like one of the best verses. This guy agreed with a person on Reddit. And what he did was he took a piece of paper and he made columns for every vowel sound, and every distinct sounding words that kind of like are popular. And so what he did was he just like, how does it start out? Do you remember hold on a second. Sorry, everybody. We're gonna stall. I'm not saying anything. Anyways, but what he did was he put out. He started with the very first word and not counting all the thes and like the he's and stuff, even some of the he's. He put it into columns that had the same sounds. And after the first verse, what he ended up with was about 8 or 9 columns, all with 5 or 6 words in them. So there wasn't like one column with like one word and or like 4 or 5 columns with just like one word that didn't rhyme. It's like every word in that first verse kind of sounds like another word within the verse. So what happened was it went from just like an A-B rhyme to, I forget what they're called now, but like he was pretty much rhyming each like syllable.
It's like A B C D
That's
F
what
G. That's crazy.
That's really quite incredible.
Yeah, so he's like, this is where it's come. This is where I don't have. Lose yourself. I don't have. He's like, this is where rap has come pretty much like since the '90s. Is like this has kind of changed, And I thought that was pretty.
It's
cool.
got really complex.
Yeah, well, rhyming schemes got more complex. Is what it was. People just rhyme more, and that's why like A$AP Rocky, he like his flow is kind of like how well you can rhyme. Like I think like words to the words. Besides just A-B
Yeah.
or A-B-B, and he does a pretty good job of that. He's
Cool.
now we're talking
I didn't
about
know
rappers,
that.
But yeah. So rap music, hip hop heads. That's where we started with that. Reddit r/hip hop heads. It's a good place to start. Sometimes it's like there'll be threads where it's like, if I don't like hip hop, like where's a good place to start? And I've never looked at those because I already like hip hop, but I bet there'd be like good suggestions.
Yeah, that's something that's read pretty nice about it. I went on there to find movies the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember coming down after the picnic. If anyone says anything good about something, I'm pretty much going to like it.
Yeah.
And so when I got back after the picnic, I got home, made jorts immediately upon getting home, and then bought 2 Kid Cudi albums. I'm like, here we go.
That was
I'm
awesome.
a student of this college.
I was just like, I remember I showed up in jorts and like, you guys didn't even get our postcards, did you?
I did, yeah. I got mine from Billy, I think.
Okay, you got yours from Billy, but like the postcards we wrote, it was like me, Ross, Jens, Kyle, everyone who had done jorts, like jorts. I mean, what was it? It was Jort's turn, but I think it's all Jortsmiths. We did something else, but anyways, like we branded that. That was like the beginning of the jorts, like freshman year.
That's
like,
so cool.
It was awesome.
Like, that's gonna be a thing for the next
like forever.
At least 4
I know,
years.
you know?
I mean, until you guys.
I
yeah,
hope
the freshmen now
yeah.
are doing it, so it's at least another 3
It'll
years.
continue, yeah. You know, so I remember like going to the store before we went to Arizona and like buying 2 pairs of jeans, cutting them up like the perfect length for the jorts, and what was it? Oh, and then one of them ripped, and the other one, I don't know, I lost my jorts. Oh, but I wore them that day because like I thought you guys had gotten our. Oh, we wrote the postcards we wrote to the recruits. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The postcards we wrote to the recruits, it was like, Happy Jortsmas, like, we are here coming to you from Jortzona. And like, pretty much we just like slammed the hell out of this word, like the word Jort. Like, we all had to write 5 or 6, like,
Yeah.
you know? And so we put ours in the pile, like, let's go. We camped on the recruiting trip. And we got back and Alex was livid. Like, he was so mad that we had like done that to the postcards. He was like, this is supposed to be serious, like sincere and all that stuff. And we were like,
It is sincere.
we were like 100%. Like, we probably had the most sincere postcards like written out of anyone on that team. Like, that's all I want to say, you know, like it was real. And so he didn't send them out, I guess, but I thought he had. And when you guys had come, like you guys were the ones who were sending the postcards to, like,
Yeah.
we like to the Uyghur like, you know. And so I wore my jorts. I was like, I didn't even have jorts on that day, but we found out you were coming, and I was like, ran back to Coed, like put on my jorts, and like showed up, and I was like, oh, what's up, guys? Like, and then like found out I was like, what? Like, they didn't even get the postcards. I was like, it was funny.
You guys kept asking, I was like, no, I don't think
We
so.
were like, what? No, like
so
he didn't
upset.
send them. Yeah, we were pretty upset about those, but you know, the tradition carried on anyways. Like, it would have been. I don't know, they were funny. They weren't anything like crazy, you know. It was just a lot of jorts and like one paragraph.
I like that is the thing now.
Yeah,
So many
I
people
like
bought
it,
those
yeah.
bro
Oh,
tanks
yeah.
I made. There's so many.
Heck yeah, training trip shirts. I don't think we've ever had those. Like,
The real reason I made those was because, you know, the pennies, the reversible pennies?
yeah.
I wore that one almost every day on training trip in Florida, and then I lost it the last meet. So at St. Thomas, I lost it at that meet, and I didn't have one. And like, I was planning on just wearing one thing for almost all of training trip. So I was like, hey, I can make bro tanks for everybody, and then like I'd fit in with people. So I was like, all right, let's do this. And then I like put the plan in motion, and then I thought like 30 people maybe, and it was like 70.
Was it? It was. Did people not on the training trip buy the?
Yeah, like Ross
Heck
bought
yeah.
one, other people bought one,
That's awesome.
and they said Puerto Rico on it.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
That
and it's
is
like
George,
GAC. It's
That's
just like
exactly what we did with the postcards. Like,
Yeah.
you just found a way to do it that Alex wouldn't throw away.
I guess, yeah.
You know,
I didn't ask him.
yeah, exactly. Didn't let's go through some team. It was cool.
Ask for
What did
forgiveness,
it
not
say?
permission.
Puerto Rico.
It says
Did it
this
say
is
swim
like
team?
GAC, and then it had Puerto Rico, and then it was like written in like a graffiti
crazy,
font,
yeah.
and then it's had like 3
Palm trees.
and like 3
Where the crowns
crowns.
would be.
And it's just black. Yeah,
Of yellow.
Okay.
it's kind of cool because like when we got to Florida, everyone put them on, and we were all just kind of like wearing them. It was.
It was pretty
I'll
cool.
do it again next year. Like, it's a pain because it's 3 people still haven't paid me. So it's kind of a pain. And I had to like dole out $140 when the money was
When
due,
it
just because
happened, yeah.
people hadn't paid me back. But it was only $10 for a bro tank. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that is.
I'll do it again next year if we're going somewhere fun.
I've been trying to think of ways to like collect money without like
Being
putting
Kyle.
them at risk and like and getting your money. Like, where's the good balance? You know, like
Yeah.
if you don't like, I'm not going to order you one unless you've already paid. You know, like, can you do that? Like,
Yeah,
is that
that's
realistic?
hard though because then people don't get them. Not everyone's gonna get them then.
And people like like, and that's the thing. It's like it's not talking specifics, but like shirts a lot of times like are not in high enough demand to be like, I need the money now. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, well, like
I
I'll
don't
pay
have
you
the
when it
money
gives
now.
me. You know, it's
Yeah.
like yeah, but If you let people know in far enough time in advance, like,
Yeah, that-
money
the-
is due this day. Like, if you
Yeah.
do not have the money by this day, I will not like give you the shirt.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't like getting for a majority of the money wasn't hard, which I liked a lot. It was pretty easy to get my like 70% of the money. There are
Kyle's
other,
still got
Yeah,
like
Kyle's
4
still
people
having
out.
hard.
You got 3 people.
I got 3 people. It's Samoa, Ivy,
You hear these names?
somebody else. I don't know who that person. Maybe it's only 2.
Ivy and Samoa, we're coming for you.
But like Ivy just
Pay your
keeps
money.
forgetting. She knows she owes me. I have this message thing, and I just like message them like, you guys still owe me. Like every like couple days, I'll remember like on Facebook like, you owe me like 8 messages. So they have a notification like, Andy said these things to you.
You owe me, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me.
It's like,
baby,
you
baby, baby,
owe me $10.
Funny.
All right. Do we know to speed run quick at all?
Sure, we can do that.
All right. What kind of soap do you use?
What kind of what?
Soap. Like, are you
Soap.
bar? Do you lather yourself?
I lather yourself. Old Spice, Red Zone.
You putting that on anything or on the hand?
On the hand.
And then onto body.
Onto
All right.
body.
What about
Not this
hair?
first.
You're a good
Oh,
hair man.
Hair, Kirkland store brand. It's Costco store brand.
Is it a nicer soap? Or is it just like...
Bulk. Costco sells
alright.
in bulk. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
1
One bottle of shampoo.
last thing you
conditioner.
searched on your phone. Last couple things. Hope it's not
Eminem,
porn.
Lose Yourself.
All right.
What's that? And then Taste of Home dessert pizza. That was Danny Clark. She's making one on Saturday
Ooh.
for her birthday celebration.
That's exciting.
That's house. Yeah, it should be
Cool.
Should be cool. Excited to go for Easter. Speed round.
No, we're doing this to you. We have a set thing.
Let's go then.
I'm thinking.
This is
That's
very
why,
speedy.
that's why I have the sheet.
Hardest time you've laughed.
Slash cried.
Anytime you've
Oh,
remembered.
haunted house.
Okay.
That's the most recent time.
What
Last
haunted
time you
house?
cried.
Last time I cried, like Christmas, I teared up. I was just like, oh.
Why?
Just some stupid stuff.
You can tell us. Oh, yeah,
Some stupid
whatever.
stuff.
It doesn't matter. Do you have any weird sleep rituals?
My arm's really flexible because I sleep with an arm above my head most of the time.
All right.
My lats are extremely flexible, and that's why I don't ever stretch them.
Cool.
But over
Yeah,
the
I like
years-
when I sleep. I start on one side, then go to the other, then I stop in the middle and fall
stop
asleep.
in the middle. I normally go from one side to the other,
Yeah.
but there's no.
If I ever roll more than 3 times, it's gonna be a bad night of sleep. Cool. Well,
I don't really have bad nights of sleep, thankfully. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to wake me up, which is pretty cool. Pass on the.
my nightmares have a big or like my dreams. If it's a nightmare-esque, it has a big effect on how my sleep is.
in your day. And
Yeah. Not day, just like I wake up and I feel
like, ooh.
weird and like I don't want to be here or not
Yeah.
like that, but
I had a dream that whoever Grace's dad was in the dream beat me like a lot. I just just pounded on me for like 15 minutes, and I woke up and I'm like, what was that? It was awful.
Did it kill your day, or did you manage to recover?
No, I recovered pretty quickly, but I didn't go into like work in the morning because I'm just in Alex's office, so it's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
And I was like, I'm just gonna
I need to go back
sit
to
back.
recover from this bleep whooping I just
Yeah,
had.
God.
Ooh. Is he a nice guy if you met him?
Yeah, he's nice. It wasn't him in the dream. It was just some other dude that I had to understand was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Grace is telling me that's something he'd do in real life.
beat Jeff up. Well, thanks for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
absolutely. This was fun. I'll do it again sometime. I enjoyed
Absolutely.
this.
We haven't
thoroughly.
had.
Should listen sometime. It's kind of it's cool just to hear
Yeah.
from the other end.
You're live streaming it too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's live streaming now, and then it'll be on YouTube. And I still have to do the last 2 episodes
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
So probably over
You should
Easter
put this
break
one on, like,
soon.
I'd like listen to it tonight. I'll just go back and like replay it. Is that impossible?
I've done that before.
that
I listened to
possible?
part.
Yeah.
I could do
Good
it.
try.
If
It takes-
If not, then I'll listen to it. when
It
you
takes
put
to.
it up.
You know what? I'll do it. Since you're requesting it, I'll do it.
sounds good.
Let me get a request. You should like us on Facebook too.
I think
I
I
think you
have.
probably do.
I have. Yep. I already.
Just look at that again. I haven't looked at that page in a while.
Cool. I do just because it updates to me. But we end our show by saying the cheesy phrase, but just say, "Now you know me."
Now you know me.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
That's awesome.